Obihiro, the central city of the Tokachi region in southeast Hokkaido, is home to approximately 160,000 people. Situated along the Tokachi River in the fertile Tokachi Plain, the area transitioned from primarily fishing and hunting during the Edo period to an agricultural landscape in the Meiji era. This is Obihiro Centennial City Museum. It showcases the modern 100-year agricultural history as well as detailed insights into the Tokachi region's climate and Ainu culture. The Ainu are the indigenous people of Hokkaido and its surrounding areas. They have a unique language called Ainu and believe everything has a soul, revered as Kamui. They have developed distinctive cultural practices, including prayer and dance. However, there was a time when preserving their Ainu heritage was difficult. The people of Obihiro struggled to actively maintain traditional Ainu songs and dances.
I am determined to ensure the continuity of this preservation society during my time. I want to pass on all the songs, all the ones I remember, to the young people who are joining now while I'm still healthy and able.
The spirit of the Ainu people, overcoming discrimination and passed down from parent to child and from child to grandchild. It delves into the profound depth of Ainu culture and approaches its essence. The Tokachi River, flowing from the Taisetsuzan mountain range known as the Roof of Hokkaido, spans 155 kilometers. It is one of the most prominent rivers in Hokkaido. Obihiro City is located near its middle. The Tokachi River flows into a tributary, Otofuke River, upon entering Obihiro. It also merges with the Satsunai and Obihiro rivers. The Ainu name for the Obihiro area, Opere Perekeb, where the riverbank splits, is said to be the etymology of Obihiro. It is believed that the confluence with the Tokachi River had many branching points. The vast Tokachi Plains sprawl out from Obihiro City. Today, the Tokachi River has transformed the fertile land into one of Japan's leading agricultural regions, where farming and dairy farming thrive. This landscape began to take shape about 150 years ago when immigrants from the mainland, known as Wajin, settled in as agricultural pioneers in the area. Before this, the indigenous Ainu people lived mainly along the rivers, hunting, gathering, and fishing. The bountiful gifts of nature were the foundation of life for the Ainu. However, due to government agricultural promotion policies and assimilation programs, hunting and fishing were restricted and traditional aspects of Ainu life, including language and customs, were prohibited, nearly leading to the loss of the Ainu people's traditional way of life. Even during these times, there was a group that continued to protect Ainu culture. The Obihiro Kamui To Upopo Preservation Society. The Preservation Society was established in 1964 pioneering efforts before similar groups were founded in other parts of Hokkaido. Preserving and passing down over 30 songs and dances, the society actively performs all over the country. Ainu traditional dance is registered as a UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage. Director of the Preservation Society, 73-year-old Sakai Nanako, has been a leading figure in dance and song. In recognition of her achievements, she received the Cultural Affairs Commissioner's Award in 2022, an award given to individuals or organizations that have contributed to the promotion of Japanese culture. This traditional dance is called Battaki Upopo. This dance, imitating the movements of a grasshopper, depicts a massive outbreak during the Meiji era, which caused significant damage to the environment and crops.
One key is to truly look like a grasshopper, and another is to act out the role. When this happened in the past, and your crops were eaten, it meant starvation. With that in mind, it probably wasn't a fun dance, but one that represents hardship. Still, the grasshopper dance is a fun dance to do.
A dance of gratitude for the blessings of the earth, known as Shichochoi.
Their hands are on their hips. They have spread seeds, and they're burying them. This is the next movement. This represents autumn coming suddenly and harvesting the crops. Yes, harvesting. This is an expression of a good harvest for the year. It's relief and joy. It's celebration. The feeling is important in telling the story. We're harvesting right now. We're gathering the crops right now. We're not just dancing for fun, but actually expressing doing farm work.
The Preservation Society has 30 members. They gather twice a month to practice. This is director Sakai's daughter, Sakai Mayumi. Watching her mother's activities taught her the importance of Ainu tradition. Mayumi's son, Sakai Takumi, is a second-year high school student. Imitating dances from an early age, he naturally picked up the movements. Three generations of their family are actively carrying on Ainu tradition. However, their story is one of obstruction, discrimination, and prejudice against the Ainu people. About 30 years ago, when the Preservation Society's activities began to gain attention in newspapers, Mayumi, who was a middle school student at the time, made this plea.
She'd say, "Mom, please don't get in the newspaper. It's embarrassing. I get teased for being Ainu at school." For a child, it must have been embarrassing to be thought of as Ainu. I took pride in it when I would talk to newspapers or go on TV. Even though their mother was proud, my children weren't. I quit the Preservation Society for about 3 years after that.
Mayumi loved dancing from a young age and practicing with her mother. However, in middle school, she faced Ainu prejudice.
I was bullied for being Ainu, so I stopped going to Preservation Society gatherings and dance practices entirely. I wanted to hide it. I wished I could stop being Ainu.
A turning point came at the age of 17 when she participated in an exchange event with Indigenous people from Canada. Talking with peers made her realize the importance of having pride in her heritage. After turning 20, she resumed dancing.
I learned how to be proud of being Ainu. I can say I'm Ainu now with no hesitation.
This spirit of treasuring dance and Ainu pride was passed on to Takumi as well. He had already been dancing since before he can remember. This is a home video of his first recital at age 11.
According to him, he wasn't nervous at all. I was clapping my hands, watching from behind my mother, and couldn't stop crying. He'd grown up so much. I was so happy that he was carrying on 3 generations of tradition.
Takumi's other hobbies now include cycling and fashion. His favorite is 90s-era hip-hop and street fashion. He says that there is a connection between his love of fashion and of performing traditional Ainu dance.
Thinking that something is cool, like these clothes, is similar to thinking a dance is cool. It's because there's meaning behind every movement, and understanding that is key. For example, in the bow dance, you're acting out a hunter, aiming at a flying bird, so you even move your eyes as if you were aiming.
There is a member of the Obihiro Preservation Society Takumi admires, Arata Yuki. Recognized for exceptional dancing, he now teaches Ainu culture with a focus on traditional performing arts at the National Ainu Museum, Upopoi, preserving and conveying Ainu culture and history.
He has a solid stance and dances with overwhelming confidence. That's what's so cool about it. Arata Yuki is undeniably cool.
Takumi learned the meaning behind this cool dancing from Arata.
I hope to enhance the image or perception of the Ainu people by dancing well. That's what I aspire to achieve.
As summer winds down, the migration season of salmon begins in the Tokachi River's tributaries. Salmon were a precious linchpin of life for the Ainu. A traditional Marek fishing event provides an opportunity for the public to experience it. This is the Tokachi River tributary, Fushikobetsu River. While salmon used to migrate upstream here, they're being released into the river. The organizer is the Obihiro Ainu Association director, Sasamura Kazuyoshi. He has been holding this event for 7 years. This is the traditional fishing tool, Marek.
You hold it like this. You hold it and aim at the salmon. If you hit it, this spears it. Then you pull it up.
30 elementary school students and their families try Marek fishing. Everyone is eager to volunteer. It was a little hard, but it was fun.
Just catching one salmon was so hard. Ancient people were amazing.
They take the salmon they caught home.
Eat it.
It's not something you can do very often. And I think it's good for kids to catch and eat their own food and to think about life.
People can better understand Ainu culture. They learn how the Ainu people used to catch salmon in the past. I think children get a better understanding through direct experience.
There's another place to experience Ainu culture after sunset. The biggest amusement area in the 160,000-person city of Obihiro. At its center is a popular street vendor area. About 120,000 tourists and locals gather annually, seeking the flavors of the northern region. 20 unique stalls line the street. Among them is one known as an Ainu pub. The shop's name, Ponchise, translates to small house in Ainu. The owner is Ainu descendant Toyokawa Junko. She opened shop here 7 years ago. Customers come for the traditional Ainu cuisine. A hearty soup with pork on the bone simmered with vegetables, poneo hau. It used to be made with the meat of the animals they hunted. This is preserved potato, an ingredient in muninimo. In winter, frozen potatoes in the field naturally ferment and are kneaded and baked in the spring. A dish born from practical wisdom in daily life. For Toyokawa, Ainu cuisine is the taste of her mother's home-cooked meals she grew up with. However, before opening her food stall, she used to keep her Ainu heritage a secret. Her perspective changed when she fought and beat cancer. She decided to use her new lease on life to try something true to herself.
I think that not being able to tell others that you're Ainu is the same thing as continually denying the way you were born. I wanted to liberate myself from the pain of carrying that burden for a long time.
About 70% of customers come from all over Japan to sate their curiosity for Ainu cuisine. Toyokawa says she hopes that her food can be a starting point for more people to learn about Ainu culture. This small eatery is doing its part to promote Ainu culture to the world. Initiatives to spread awareness of Ainu culture also take place in schools. A class led by Sakai Nanako is held at Obihiro City's Kawanishi Elementary School. Ainu culture is part of the curriculum in Obihiro's elementary schools. It begins with the grasshopper dance, Battaki Upopo. The children try to imitate the grasshoppers.
Bend your waist a little more. Keep your distance. Louder, shake the building.
Sakai and Company hold classes at about 20 schools in a year in the hopes that the children will feel closer to the Ainu.
This is a lovely phrase that means let's meet again, which I really like. Your turn?
The dances and dancing were really fun. And I want to do it again.
The grasshopper dance looked like a real grasshopper, which was a lot of fun.
As the days of practice continued, Sakai felt there were things she needed to teach her grandson Takumi.
He's good, but it's not authentic yet. There are a lot of things he needs to fix.
Hearing about Takumi, a skilled performer returned to his hometown of Obihiro. Arata Yuki, Takumi's hero in dance. He heads to the practice space. Arata has come to instruct Takumi. He felt Takumi, who is expected to carry the future of the Preservation Society, needed further improvement.
It's too light. He's just moving, and the feeling isn't coming across. That's what I want to teach him. Don't lean back. Stay straight. Chest out. That's it. Good, good. More. Out to here. More. Good. That's it. Okay, good. Let's take a break.
It was a very good experience. I learned how to use my hips better during the dance to create a bigger impression. I'll keep working on it.
I hope he keeps working at Ainu dance and continues to practice.
Around autumn, an annual tradition to introduce Ainu culture to Obihiro residents is held. This is the 14th annual Ainu Culture Gathering. Kamui no Mi, a ritual to thank the Kamui deities, is performed and explained. Takumi was chosen to take part. The sacred ceremony is underway. There is also a space to experience traditional Ainu embroidery. The event incorporates creative ways for participants to watch, feel, and enjoy getting acquainted with Ainu culture. 100 servings of handmade traditional dishes have been prepared for the event. Visitors savor their first Ainu meal with delight, connecting them with the culture. Then the Ainu traditional dance performance begins. Director Sakai's soulful singing resonates. Her daughter, Mayumi, adds her grace to the dance. And her grandson, Takumi, dances with heartfelt emotion.
I'm proud of the fact that my mother, myself, and now my son, daughter, and all my grandchildren are dancing. There's nothing better than that. That's my pride and joy as someone born as Ainu.
Overcoming prejudice and discrimination, the traditions of the Ainu are passed from generation to generation. The hope that Ainu culture will be proudly upheld and persevere is clear in the conviction of everyone shaping the future of Obihiro.